Hi, it's Ryan Patrick here at Peak Fitness and Sports Training, and I'm going to introduce you guys to what is known as the half-kneeling windmill. So this can be a progressive exercise to help get to the full standing version and really teach you how to execute a proper hip hinge, how to make sure we have enough thoracic mobility or rotation in our upper spine, and also how to stabilize the kettlebell. And it's a great core exercise as well because it integrates a lot of these things together as we go through the motion. So very simply, we're going to start in a half kneel stance. So if you're looking at me from the front, we want to see hips, knees, and feet in a nice straight line on both legs. And from the side, what we're looking for is basically a 90-90. We want a vertical shin on the front, and we want the knee, the hip, the shoulder in a nice straight line here. A lot of people will sit in just a little bit of extension. They'll either be drifted forward or slightly arched through the low back. And when they're in that position, they're not getting effective use of the core. So a lot of times we have to push that rib cage and hip back and actually pull under just a little bit. So a cue that we like to use is think about bringing a giant belt buckle to your chin, and that will help you set up. So to actually execute this, what we're going to do is wiper blade that back leg. So now our hips are open. We've got one facing 90 degrees out to the side and one facing straight ahead. And we're going to fold at the hip and sit hips to heels as we reach down to that arm. So we're going to open the chest. We've got a nice reach through the arm, making sure we're not getting that shoulder into the ear. We want to create some space. And that's just the very basic motion. Okay, to come back up, we're just going to use that hip and drive through. It's just one leg that's really doing that hip action, very similar to how it is on the standing windmill. So we break to the side, and we find that range of motion. Now, if you've got a little bit more range of motion and you can keep the line of that back straight and not rounded, what we can do is start to creep down towards the elbow and then drive up. Once you can execute this with pretty good proficiency, we're going to step it up a notch and actually add a kettlebell. So we'll start in a rack position, brace those abs. We're going to press that bell overhead. And you want to keep your eye on that, making sure you've got a nice straight line through the wrist, through the elbow and the shoulder. And learn how to move your body under the bell. Now this is also a step in the Turkish get-up. If you're going down, I'm actually going to swing that leg through. But right now we're just working on that windmill and getting that rotation through the upper back. The core's got to stay in a nice position as you stabilize and move your body under the bell. We're trying to find what we call proprioceptive vertical, meaning that kettlebell is balanced throughout the entire execution of the exercise. We're not muscling it. I don't want it to look like you're twirling a lasso around. You should stay controlled. So the execution's slow, it's very controlled, and we're just getting some lateral core development as we learn how to hinge and rotate through that T-spine, two critical elements of the standing windmill. Hope you guys have some good success with this. It can be a phenomenal core exercise. Again, make sure you've got the necessary mobility and that we're not blowing your shoulders or spines out trying to achieve some range of motion that maybe you can't get or don't understand quite exactly what's being asked of you. So find a coach who's knowledgeable and reach out to them. Thanks a lot.